Today, we're diving into a really cool guide called The Therapist's Mini-Handbook for Time Travelers. It's all based on a practical, no-fluff approach from therapist Ronen Dancziger, and it's designed to help us stop all that time traveling in our minds and, finally start living in the present.
So, does this sound like you? You're just trying to get through your day, but your brain keeps hitting rewind on some awkward thing you said last week. Or maybe you're lying awake at night, completely spiraling about a million worst case scenarios for tomorrow. If you're nodding along, then you might just be what this mini handbook calls an accidental time traveler. And isn't that the perfect phrase for it? It's like your brain is this incredible machine, but it's stuck ping-ponging between the past and the future. And all that mental back and forth, well, it's more than just exhausting. It actually keeps us stuck in this constant reactive mode. It shrinks our world, and worst of all, it disconnects us from the only moment we actually have any control over, which is right now. So, why on earth does our brain do this to us? Well, to figure out how to get out of this trap, we first have to understand how we get stuck in these cycles of regret and worry in the first place. The book explains this with a really clear concept called the loop. Now, this isn't some random glitch. It's actually a survival system that our brain has learned to keep us safe. The problem is it's designed for short-term relief, and that's exactly what keeps us stuck in the long run. Here's how it works. First, there's a trigger, right? It could be anything, a thought, a feeling, an email. That sets off an alarm response, that jolt of anxiety or dread. So, what do? We have a coping behavior. We avoid the task, we overthink, we withdraw. And for a second, we get this hit of short-term relief. But here's the trap. That relief acts as a reinforcement. It teaches our brain, hey, that worked. So the next time, the pattern is even stronger. Okay, now this is where the handbook offers a really powerful and honestly a really kind reframe. This whole struggle, it is not a sign that you are failing. It's actually a feature of your brain's survival programming doing exactly what it evolved to do. And this might be the most important takeaway of all. I want you to just let this sink in for a second. You are not broken. You are patterned. This isn't about some deep character flaw. These are just learned survival loops that, at some point in your life, your brain created for a very good reason. And the best news of all, patterns can be changed. And this is possible because of something called neuroplasticity, which is basically your brain's built-in superpower. It means that what has been wired can be rewired at any age. So you can think of it like this. All that anxiety, that urge to avoid things, it's not a sign you're defective. It's just your brain running on some outdated survival software. It's code that was written to protect you from past threats, but it might not be serving you anymore. Okay, so if our brain is running on old patterns, how do we start writing some new code? Well, the mini handbook introduces a really practical toolkit for this called NeuroFlex ACT, and it really does act as a compass to guide us back to the present moment. This is the NeuroFlex ACT Compass. And just so we're all on the same page, ACT is pronounced just like the word act. The idea here isn't to fight with your own mind. It's a set of skills to help you navigate your inner world with a lot more flexibility, especially when you start to time travel. The whole goal of this approach is to build something called psychological flexibility. And this is really the heart of ACT therapy. It boils down to these three powerful abilities: being present in the here and now, opening up to your experiences instead of fighting them, and doing what truly matters to you. So, what does this compass actually give us? Well, it's made up of 6 practical skills that are designed to help us start rewiring those old survival loops. Let's take a quick tour. The skills take you on a kind of journey. You begin by learning to start where you are. Then you upgrade your perspective and learn how to start reclaiming the driver's seat. From there, it's about taking step-by-step actions towards freedom, writing your new story, and finally, living without the box. Each one really does build on the last. Let's zoom in on a couple of these, just so you can get a feel for how practical they really are. Skill number 1, start where you are, is all about creating an anchor to the present. It's the tool you grab when you notice your mind has just blasted off into the past or the future. And here's a tool from the handbook you can use literally right now. The next time you feel that wave of overwhelm, just pause and do this simple drill. Name 5 things you can see around you, 4 things you can physically feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. It's an incredibly simple and powerful way to bring your nervous system back to the present.
Another real game changer is skill number 3, reclaiming the driver's seat. This is all about connecting with that part of you that's sometimes called the observing self. It's the part of you that can notice your thoughts and feelings without getting totally tangled up and swept away by them. I absolutely love the metaphor the guide uses for this. You are not the weather. You are the sky. Just think about that. Your thoughts, your feelings, your worries, they're just weather. Clouds, rain, storms, they come and they go. But you are the sky, the vast, steady, unchanging space that holds all of it. So, what's the big picture here? What does this all boil down to? Well, the main message is that real, lasting change doesn't come from fighting yourself or through some massive heroic effort. Instead, real change happens through small, consistent, and compassionate actions. This whole journey is about gentle practice, not perfection. It's about learning to slowly and kindly rewire your brain, one tiny choice at a time. And it's important to know that this approach comes from someone who's actually been in the trenches. The author, Ronen Dancziger, is a therapist who developed this whole model after navigating his own journey with anxiety. He was searching for tools that actually worked in real life, and that's why this guide feels so down to earth. And finally, we have to include an important disclaimer. This explainer is for educational purposes only. It is absolutely not a substitute for professional medical or psychological advice. So, if you have any health concerns, please consult a qualified healthcare professional. So, we'll leave you with the one question that this whole handbook is really pushing you toward. After all the tools and all the science, it all brings you back to this single, powerful point. Your life is happening now. What will you choose?